In the 1980s, Japan's economy stood as a global powerhouse marked by rapid industrial growth, technological innovation, and a booming real estate market. The nation's meteoric rise painted a picture of unending prosperity. However, beneath this glittering surface lay the seeds of an economic upheaval that would plunge the nation into what is now known as the Lost Decade. Join us as we delve deep into the rise and fall of Japan's asset bubble, exploring its causes, the subsequent economic stagnation, and the lessons it imparts for the future. Disclaimer: this video is for informational and educational purposes only. It does not constitute financial or investment advice. Always consult a professional before making financial decisions. Our journey begins in September 1985 with the signing of the Plaza Accord. This agreement among major economies aimed to depreciate the US dollar against the Japanese yen and other currencies. The yen's rapid appreciation, from 236 yen per dollar in September 1985 to 202 yen by December of the same year, made Japanese exports more expensive, leading to economic challenges at home. In response, the Bank of Japan implemented aggressive monetary easing policies, slashing the official discount rate from 5% in 1985 to a historic low of 2.5% by February 1987. This flood of cheap credit set the stage for an unprecedented surge in asset prices. With easy access to credit, both corporations and individuals invested heavily in real estate and stocks. Land prices in urban centers skyrocketed. By 1991, commercial land prices in Tokyo's prime districts had increased by over 300% compared to 1985 levels. Residential and industrial land prices weren't far behind, rising by approximately 180% and 162% respectively. At the peak of this frenzy, the Imperial Palace grounds in Tokyo were estimated to be worth more than the entire real estate value of California. The Nikkei 225 stock index mirrored this exuberance, climbing from around 13,000 points in 1985 to an all-time high of nearly 39,000 by December 1989. As asset prices soared, concerns about an overheated economy grew. In late 1989, the Bank of Japan reversed its policy, raising the official discount rate from 2.5% in May 1989 to 6% by August 1990, aiming to curb rampant speculation. The immediate effect was a sharp decline in stock prices. The Nikkei 225 index, which had reached an all-time high of nearly 39,000 in December 1989, plummeted to around 14,000 by August 1992, erasing years of gains. Real estate prices followed suit, marking the end of the bubble era. By 1992, urban land prices nationwide had declined by 1.7% from their peak, with the 6 major cities experiencing a more pronounced drop of 15.5%. The aftermath of the bubble's burst was devastating. From 1991 through the early 2000s, Japan experienced economic stagnation and deflation, a period now referred to as the Lost Decade. Gross domestic product growth was anemic, and the nation grappled with a credit crunch as banks, saddled with bad debts, became reluctant to lend. Unemployment rose and consumer confidence plummeted. Despite various fiscal stimulus packages and monetary easing efforts, recovery remained elusive. The crisis also exposed deep-seated issues, including pervasive corruption, as seen in the recruit scandal of 1988, and the existence of zombie companies, firms kept alive through bank support despite being insolvent. The prolonged economic stagnation prompted the Japanese government to implement a series of reforms aimed at revitalizing the economy. These included financial sector restructuring, regulatory changes, and efforts to address non-performing loans. The introduction of the Japanese Real Estate Investment Trust in 2000 aimed to stabilize the real estate market by providing a more liquid and transparent investment vehicle. Additionally, policies focused on technological innovation and globalization were pursued to stimulate growth. While these measures yielded mixed results, they laid the groundwork for gradual recovery. Japan's experience offers critical lessons for policymakers and investors worldwide. Prudent monetary policy, maintaining balanced credit growth, is essential. Excessive easing can lead to unsustainable asset bubbles, while abrupt tightening can precipitate economic downturns. Regulatory oversight, Robust financial regulations are necessary to prevent speculative lending and investment practices. Banking sector stability. Financial institutions should have strong risk management frameworks to avoid the creation of non-performing loans, which can cripple an economy. Diversification of growth drivers. Relying too heavily on real estate and stock markets for economic growth can be dangerous. A strong foundation in innovation, manufacturing, and services ensures resilience. Swift and decisive intervention. Governments must recognize signs of an asset bubble early and take proactive measures to cool down speculation before it spirals out of control. These lessons are not just relevant to Japan. Similar bubbles have formed and burst in economies like the United States during the 2008 financial crisis and China's real estate downturn in recent years. What can we expect in the future? More than 3 decades have passed since the asset bubble burst, and Japan continues to navigate the long-term effects of that period. While economic growth has stabilized, challenges persist. Aging population and labor shortages, Japan has one of the world's oldest populations, with nearly 30% of citizens over 65. This places immense pressure on the economy due to lower workforce participation and rising social welfare costs. Technological innovation and industry shift. Japan remains a global leader in robotics, artificial intelligence, and automation. Future growth will likely depend on how well the country integrates new technology into its economy. Real estate and stock market stability. While the real estate market has recovered somewhat, structural issues remain. The government must ensure sustainable urban development to avoid another bubble. Global trade and economic partnerships. Japan's role in the global economy continues to evolve, with significant trade relations with the United States, China, and the European Union. As supply chains shift in the wake of geopolitical tensions, Japan must navigate carefully to maintain stability. The story of Japan's asset bubble is a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked speculation, lax financial regulations, and short-term economic exuberance. However, it is also a story of resilience. Japan has endured economic stagnation and emerged with valuable lessons for the future. As we reflect on this chapter of history, we must ask ourselves, are we making the same mistakes in our global financial systems today? If history has taught us anything, it is that economic cycles repeat. But with the right policies, foresight, and global cooperation, we can build a more stable and prosperous future. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Economic Fallout for more deep dives into financial crises and their lasting impacts. Protect your wealth. Protect your family. Stay prepared. This is Paul for the Economic Fallout.